Welcome everybody. So today is something different again. Instead of naval action, which is pretty much inactive these days until they get a decent patch and they also decide which way they're going on release, I've got quite a lot of the Cabal guys that play naval action, and we are going to be playing a few historical battles for Napoleon Total War. This one is part of the Italian campaign, and it's the Battle of Montebello. So I have made a Waterloo battle previously, if you want to take a look at that. There will be quite a few more coming of these. I'll try and release one video a week if I can. We do have quite a few battles that are already done. It's just a matter of editing them and uploading them. So the Battle of Montebello, Austro-Hungarian against the French, and obviously that's in Italy. So if we look at the big map, we have myself and Andre as the Austro-Hungarian generals against Faro Demon and Sam as the French. And what we've decided to do is, as you can see, the victory points are marked on the map, and for a decisive victory point marginal you need 4 of those as the French. 5 to 7 decisive, and if you take the LOC, which is all the way back at the back of the lines, if you take these, then the whole army routes and you don't have to go to victory points. Basically your army routes off the field. So Austro-Hungarian, and the French is over the other side. I don't think anyone will get a chance to take the line of communication, the LOCs, so it will be decided either on whoever's army leaves the field or victory points. So Andre on the right and myself on the left, we've decided the first ridge we're going to hold is between Murano. I'll just press play so it can start. Over here on this ridge, this is where Andre is going to defend, and I'm going to defend the route, the basic road into Castillo. Now note, with this mod we do have reinforcements that come in at a certain time, so the game starts at 70. Our reinforcements come in 39 minutes, which is the units at the back near our LOC there, but they can't move till 39, and the French division of Victor can't move till 51. So until those times we only have the units that we have at the beginning. So what I've decided to do is to guard the road. I have removed the flags, the floating flags. You'll probably notice it looks a bit odd. It's because I've removed the floating flags to make it look a bit more, I think it's the scope of the battlefield, it looks a lot better. Personally I like this mod for the historical accuracy. I think that just brings something to it. So I'll be guarding the road, my Hungarian battalion of infantry, Grenzers, and I'm moving a column over. If you've not seen this game being played before, there is a rule of line, column, square. So if a unit of infantry wants to form square against cavalry, it has to be in a column first. So that line can't form square, but that column can. So I'm bringing up a column to go next to the line. As you can see, it looks like could be it's Lands division and some hussars moving up to scout. Fog of War is in this mod, so you cannot see units that your units at the front cannot see. So most of these Sam probably won't be able to see yet. And we have Andre moving up some columns, taking the heights, and the victory point there, which is Murano. Andre is going to look as though he's going to defend that on this ridge, and basically all we're doing is buying time for our reinforcements to come up. So we're going to show force, but ultimately we're not going to try and stay there because I think we'll probably get overwhelmed by superior French battalions. I am bringing 3 squadrons of cavalry over. Austrians are limited to cavalry in this battle, certainly against the French, so we'll have to use them wisely. Also formed a column light infantry, O'Reilly's division. I think it's actually O'Reilly's corps, but it doesn't really matter for this. So Andre is pushing a battalion, line battalion, and they're going to take over that farmhouse. And I'm also moving a battalion in column over to the road. Andre, the far right, is bringing his 3-pounders up. He does love a battery of 3-pounders, does Andre? Pretty useless unless they're close in. He might as well be throwing stones, but once loaded with canister, they can devastate infantry. He's also bringing a artillery battery up to the left. I'll just let the units get set. Also moving a battalion into the town. There's O'Reilly, just chilling in the town. Probably having a glass or 2 of vino. And this battalion, I'm going to move to guard the bridge. Obviously you can see there's a small riverbed there. Terrain is massive in this mod, as you'll see probably later. Some units are very slow through woods, rivers obviously, and broken terrain. Cavalry especially, and it looks like Sam's probing with some cavalry. Just taking a look over the hill and looking what's there, and you can see some line in the distance. I think if Andre sets his artillery battery up, he might have a pop, but that's if they're in range. Looks like Andre's got an assortment of infantry. Some Jaegers and some Grenzer. He's also got 2 battalions in column in reserve on the reverse slope, so they won't be able to be seen, and he can bring them in later. And on my wing we see the first sign of the French, which is in skirmish. And they're the light French infantry, looking to pick off some Hungarian infantry that are waiting for them. I brought the cavalry up in support just in case. And as I suspected, Andre's having a pop at the cavalry. Terrible shot, and they've gone. So through these vines you will see there's lands. Some of the infantry and cavalry will move slower through this terrain, but we'll see whether they go this way or my way. It looks like he's coming with a light division towards me, moving some 6-pounders up, and there's the first French line coming into view. This is quite early in the Napoleonic Wars. You can tell by a lot of the uniforms, especially the hats. And now I'm putting my light infantry into skirmish mode. We'll have a bit of a skirmish off, and also you can see the French battalions Lands Division. Moving up towards Andre's left flank. Now there is a massive gap between the row down defending and Andre's ridge, but as I say, we're only buying time. Just moving my units back a little bit, protected by the woods on the left from cavalry. And we'll see how much time we can buy until the reinforcements come. 60 minutes gone, well 60 minutes left on the clock. And again, the reinforcements don't come till 39. Now this is one of the smaller battles, so I thought we'd do this one first. There is some massive battles later on, some of which we've already completed, some of which we've attempted, but I haven't gone all the way to completion. But hopefully I will be bringing most of the historical battles through. Most of them are 3v3, this one is only 2v2. There's not that many units each, so it is quite manageable. As you can see, all these columns moving up the hill. Skirmish is just having a face-off, and it looks like Faro's French artillery trying to pop off some of my cavalry. Cavalry is very vulnerable to the artillery, so I'm going to move them out of the way, and we'll see if we can do any more damage, possibly against my infantry in the distance. And that one's just short. At this point, myself and Andre are discussing when to pull back, and because there's so many battalions stacked against us there, it looks like Sam's going to push straight in between this massive gap. Andre's received orders to shift left, possibly get ready to pull back off the ridge. There's the two most unluckiest men on the field. Yeah, he died well. And here we go with the first bit of musketry. Skirmishes against skirmishes. French have a bit more accuracy, but obviously half as many men. Certain light brigades can form skirmish and also close ranks as well. And Andre is now pulling back from the ridge, shown his force. He's left a battalion in the farmhouse. They won't do much against all these, but because you can only fit a battalion in the farmhouse at a time, it's going to be 1v1. So hopefully Andre is hoping they'll pay themselves off, unit for unit. They will take some fire moving in there, so it's a worthy swap. Because Andre is giving up my right in the distance, I'm just going to do a false charge there, just to keep Sam occupied, keep him busy. I'm going to pull back on the left as well. And what we're looking to do is to use the Stronghold of Castillo. Quite a difficult place to get, quite a difficult place to take. As you can see, the heights all along the top, on the backside of the river crossing. Andre's got another farmhouse right by the river, so it's a good place to put up defence. We've also got the armoury. He ain't getting in there in a rush, so hopefully we can put a bit of a better defence there. I have got a battalion on the far left just to guard this river crossing. Cavalry will be slow through there, so if it crosses I can give them a musket fire to the face. And Andre's pulling back on the right in good order. Sam's moving up to try and deal with this farmhouse. Faro's seen that I'm pulling back across the bridge. And is moving up. See what ground he can take. As you can see with the free cam on Total War, Battlefield looks a lot better. You can see the whole of the battlefield. And Sam's decided to be brave, and he's just, looks like he's just going for it. He's going to take some casualties moving in. Battalions of Lands Division. And my division is safely across the bridge, so I'm going to set defences up there. I'm going to make it difficult for Victor to move in, while Andre sets up defences on the right. So let's get over to Sam's attempt to take this farmhouse. How's he going to approach it? Well, he's approaching it with get on in there, give him the bayonet. Let's see how that goes for him. There's a brave man. Rifle butt to the chops. He died honourably. As you can see, it looks like defenders are doing well. Attacking battalions taking a lot of casualties. Victor's division still moving up, forming a new line on the right, and I'm sorting the defence out in the town. We'll come back to that in a minute. Let's get back to Sam and Andre slugging it out for the house. So Sam's first attempt ends in a routing battalion. So he's decided, well, screw that, we'll send another one in. I can see it's only 123 men in that one, and Andre's got a lot more men in there. I think at this point Sam is possibly thinking, yeah, this isn't working. So we'll see what he does about that. I'm also surprised he's lining up his columns next to the house, because they will be taking musketry as well. It's maybe casualties he doesn't need to take. Looks like Faro is removing his artillery to a better place. I've put my battery on top of the hill. but I believe it's only 3-pounders, is it? Yeah, 3-pounders, so it's not very good range on those. Andre's setting up his line here, possibly laughing his tits off at Sam, who's still struggling to take this house. Shove battalion number 2 in. Looks like they're doing the dance of death. The bar is a little bit more that way, but looks like they're routed as well, I believe. Yep. So Sam's going to have to come up with something new. Either that or sign up to some anger management. One or the other, because that ain't going well. Faro on the right. He's moving in. I've decided to choke the bridge with as much infantry as I can.
We've taken a building, sir.
All the wooded tree lines around here make it difficult for infantry to move through, as you can see. And how long is left for the reinforcements? So 50 on the clock. 39. So 11 minutes until our reinforcements can move, and they've still got a long way to go. Still can't move them yet. Long way to travel down these roads, so we've got a hold of what we've got. And in goes battalion number 3. Old Lands is determined to take that farmhouse. Faro on the right is considering the best way to get into this town. I've set up a column just to the right of the bridge, and they are on hold fire. I'm going to wait until they're right in front and then turn fire back on, and they'll do a crashing volley hopefully. Cause a lot of devastation to the infantry coming over there. I've got some skirmishes in the front. And they're just having a skirmish off against the lights on the other side. Andre set up a new line. Set up his 3-pounders. He's got a unit in the house. And he's got a nice ridge to defend. Meanwhile, Victor and Lance moving down together. Looks like Sam's thinking that house may be taken, but no, a 3rd battalion sent routing to the farmhouse. As you can see there, a bit of French conga. They're not happy chappies. He's got the French general up there to support. They can inspire. I'm sure he's doing a bit of inspiring right now. He's brought lights, maybe to get some shots into this side. Faro's moving the artillery maybe to the middle, get a better angle on some of my infantry in the town. Don't think he's decided yet what he's going to do. Stage 1 is nearly complete, but this farmhouse is not giving way. As you can see, that's cost a lot of men already. But it looks like one way or another Sam is determined to get this house. And it looks like Faro on the right is thinking there's only one way to take this village, and that's with French bayonets. There's going to be no attempting to take it with a scalpel. He's just going to pull out a cutlass going hard. Moving some more infantry over because I can see the French columns coming. Sam's going to send another battalion in. But first let's watch the bridge crossing. So these guys are holding fire. Hold it. They're going to wait till the French are right across the bridge. And it looks like he's coming in with all the columns. Here we go. And that's straight in the face. And they're routed straight away. As you would, just coming over like that and taking a face full of muskets. But they have got into bayonet contact now, so they won't feel the full force of those muskets. Moved another battalion up to here. And some cavalry down. This battalion's now shaken. They've lost almost a third of their men. But he has sneaked this division in, well, this battalion in. How's Sam doing at the house? And another battalion goes down. There's not many men left in there, but unless I've lost the ability to count, I believe that's 4 battalions that have gone into that house. And none being able to take it. Nevertheless, Sam's pressing on. And he's faced with yet another horrific river crossing. I think Andre's doing it now, but he should really have put infantry in the wood line here and here, so when they cross, they're taking musketry fire. And how's it going in the town? Mayhem. Decided to charge in the Hungarians. Grenzes in fact, and Austrians there. Got cavalry in, but they can't get through. It's just a maelstrom of bayonets.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
And lo and behold, French cav. Now if they can get in round behind me, this may not end well. I'm holding my own at the moment. Austro-Hungarian morale is shaky at best against the French. If they can break me here, I'm going to struggle to hold on to this town, this strong point. Got 2 squadrons of French cav buzzing around like vultures.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
And Andre set some battalions up, shoot down into the unfortunate French in the riverbed. In the town it's still mayhem. More French routing. But Faro has got French cavalry in amongst my skirmishers. SARS looks like. Skirmishers won't hold up well to that.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
Rushing some more cav over. French have been repelled. Who holds the house? I think the house is still being fought over. The Grenzers are routing. Oh, unlucky, sir. Bayonet to the balls.
Our men are running, sir.
And now the cavalry. My worst fear is overrun. My lights. This is half strength battalion here. I've got some more cavalry going over. But this is a lot of French cavalry coming in. Looks like there's more. Faro's seeing the weak point. And the French defeated battalions looking like they might regroup.
Our men are running, sir.
But Sam's across the river. And they're pouring it on. Got a nice angle. Bit of smoke. Got the house on that side, nice angle there. Cavalry there, but Sam's formed square. So they're pretty redundant at the moment. Sam taking the house yet. Battalion number 5's going in. He's determined to take that house.
Our men are running, sir.
And on this side, all is lost. French cavalry's come through the riverbed over the top. In amongst all the death, French columns are over. And the French have the house. And at the moment I've got nothing over there. I'm bringing the 2 infantry from the left wing to try and save that flank. Let's get over to the right. Intense musketry. I've lost the left flank. Can Andre hold the right?
This building has fallen to the enemy.
Sending his cav in. It's like Sam's formed square. Moving up the hill. I think these gents may be receiving canister fire very shortly, which will cut swathes through them. Two battalions in reserve. Has he taken the dreaded house? He has. So both of the main victory points are French. Faro's regrouping, licking his wounds. At this point we call a pause. Sometimes because these battles are so large and so massive, we do decide to call a pause, chance to have a toilet break, get a beer, just discuss what the next part of the battle will entail. We're halfway through, 37 left. We've just started to move our reinforcements. So as you can see, Mine are moving in column down the road, and Andre's will be shortly. I'll just fast forward this and we can look at the state of play at the minute.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
Looks like the pause is over and the game is renewed. So Sam's got to establish a bridgehead here. He has got a bit of a bridgehead, but he's taking canister fire. Massed musketry. He's going to do well to get anything out of that. Cavalry on his right. Canister is doing work. And somehow I've got to work out how to take back this town that Faro's done so well to take, but at a high cost. So I'm thinking I've got 2 battalions here. I can't really rush them over the bridge because he has cavalry in support. He won't be able to form square. If they get charged, they'll probably rout. He's got better quality infantry than me. I'm going to have to come up with a better plan than that. And look at this battle that's raging on the right. Both lines pouring it on. Problem for Andre is his lines are thinning on the right. These are down to canister. They are in an extreme range, so it's not devastating, but it is damaging. But his cavalry will be getting shot. You can't really charge because they're in column. They'll form square. He has moved a battalion across to support me, and they've taken the armory. At this point, I think we've decided the French may have secured a bridgehead big enough to advance. Another breaking line. You can try and fight round the artillery. But it looks like the call has come across. And Faro of Victor's division is going to be sending troops to help to flank our right. Reinforcements are coming up, slowly but surely. Disperse some skirmishes just to hold those skirmishes at bay for now. It's like the French have got 1 column in the town. If I come over the bridge, I lost my guns there, charged by French infantry. Can't reuse those now, only he's got 1 unit in the house. But look at that, he's moving all his spare battalions over. He's either going to go for the armory, which is a tough ask uphill against that beast, but more likely he's going to move them across to help this division that seems to be, it's crossed the river, but it seems to be stuck here without cavalry support, without artillery support, and it looks like Andre's setting up another battery. I don't know what Sam's going to be able to do about that. There is limited ammunition in this mod. You do run out of it in some battles, especially the larger ones like Quatre Bras, Waterloo, Friedland, Eylau. But in this one I don't really think there's enough units to run out. But Faro's got spare cavalry. Looks like the Austrians, I know I certainly haven't got any squadrons left. Looks like Andre's got 1 French squadron left. But while they're in column they can't charge. French cavalry from the rear. Tried a sneaky one from the rear. That didn't work out well. Nice turnaround by Andre there. Just shut them up. And he attacked on the right, maybe well, hoping they were looking somewhere else. But they were in column, they did form square. And this is a bit of a standoff. Andre's got the tools, but looks like Sam's got the numbers. He has got more troops coming up. And there's the troops who've decided, yeah, screw that, I've had enough. So at least 4 battalions there, another one coming up the road. I've decided to cross further away from the town, so he can't shoot me up crossing. It does look like the French only have one column in the house. So I think I need to put some pressure on here to stop all these troops moving over. Moving down the road in column. You do get quicker purchase that way, using the roads provided. And this is where the main battle is now. Looks like the French do have more infantry. Sheer firepower is pushing the Austrians back. I think at this point we're trying to pull back to meet up with the reinforcements. I think they may be lost. But if Andre looks to his left, although he probably fancies his chances against these weary columns, very depleted, you can see the French arriving on his left with cavalry. So I've got to try and put some pressure on here. I've got to do it quick. Fresh troops. Tries another charge. Not sure that was a column, didn't see in time. But they squared up. Now he's got another house to negotiate, and it's time to stop getting flanked on the left. Andre's pulling what forces he has left. He's done a good job holding the crossing, you can see by the casualties. But this French force is looking pretty unstoppable. Quality of units are telling. But now I'm putting pressure over here. They've got to split the forces. Finally, support is arriving. So at the moment it is hanging in the balance. As you can see, formations get split up through woods, trees, houses, etc. It's not clear moving around this area. It's very slow going. But we are depleting these French so much that they're deciding to pull back. And they'll probably pull back behind the house just to give them some extra cover. And it looks like the reinforcements will be arriving just in time. And that's a good thing about the mod. The reinforcement timers are worked in very well. You do find reinforcements coming quite a lot of the time in these battles at just the right time. And as you can see, looks like Austrian army is pulling back possibly to this ridge. to try and hold the line. They're getting flanked on the left by columns. And I've managed to flank these guys in the town. And I've decided to fix the bayonet and try and get him while they're half across. That guy's giving it Japanese style. Got a samurai in the Austrian army. Unfortunately, some of the French that went to the right of the field are coming back across. Although it looks like I may be winning that one, I'll start to lose very quickly once these hussars come in my rear.
Our men are
And
running.
there you go, broken straight away. Attack from the rear is not a good one, so that's a battalion, 200 men wiped out. The manoeuvrability of the French is told again. And the last reinforcements are only just arriving. And on the right, it looks like Andre's managed to pull back his depleted forces to link up with the reinforcements that have finally got there. But this is everything. There's nothing left. These last two battalions and an artillery battery. As you can see, the Austrians only hold 1, 2, 3 victory points. We need at least 4. The French have got 4, so at the moment they're winning. So we need to try and work out now how to push them back. But it's looking a tall order. Have to pull this infantry battalion back. It's taking fire from the house. Andre's reforming the line. He's having to spread out his men 2-3 ranks deep because he's running out of infantry. But he's got a new defensive line, which is good. But in and around the town it's so broken terrain, you can't really set battle lines up. And the French columns are pushing on. We have to try and link up my 2 Hungarian battalions to meet them as they march up the hill. We can defend the armoury. We've got a battalion in there. It's a tough place to take. And the last of the reserves are coming up over the river. Skirmishers just picking at Andre's right. We've got no cavalry, so there's not a lot we can do about that. Columns hiding behind the woods. We still have this house. Sam's learnt from his first mistake of sending in troops. Look at all those dead bodies. That was some battle over there. He's learnt from his first mistake. He's not going to just rush men in. He realises that the French have got the upper hand. They don't need to take that. With 23 minutes left, it looks like there's a good opportunity to wipe the Austrians off the map. And now we have the battle for the armoury. just pulling them back slightly, just redressing them. Make sure that we can use the armory as defence. And the French have started to march over in columns to outflank here. Likewise, Andre's nice defensive line has now become useless, and he's going to have to shift over as well. As the last few men stream onto the field. Andre just trying to engage those forces so they can't shift over. It's the right idea. And he's having to shift over left with them. French have some skirmishes, try to annoy my right. We'll put them to the bayonet. As you can see, all the troops that have been marching all this way, very tired.
The men are
Exhausted.
fatigued, sir, and
That'll
must rest a
affect
while.
the fighting capability. But as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 battalions against maybe 3, one in the armory. More French columns coming. And only 1 battalion to defend against them. But Andre is moving these Austrians over as well. It's looking more and more like a last stand. There's only 20 minutes to go. And again, Sam's made good use of the terrain. He's using the wood line, take less casualties. Perfect shape for the wood line, which means Andre's got to attack in the open. French battalions even got round the back. Austrian army is now fighting for its life. Now we've got a bit of a fish up line. It's defending against the Austrians. Push them out this side. These woods are thick with smoke. Have to keep pulling this line back. using the armory as defence. And we're trying to push back on this side. But we've decided now we've got to try and break them somewhere, or the battle is lost. He's bringing up his artillery to try and support the infantry. And the French keep pulling back. They know they've got the victory points. They don't need to force it. French cavalry still scouring the battlefield, and they've decided to just pound this house of artillery. Something they learned from that house, I imagine. But the battle is raging. Got all that smoke. Faro's doing a clever thing. He's noticed that his front line taking a few casualties, getting winded. Concerned casualties sustained, so he's swapping out battalions for new battalions. Very clever. And we've got some canister going in. I believe they're only they're 6-pounders, so that may reach. But they are in woods, which will negate some effect. Yeah, they're not having that much effect. Probably because of the distance. We may be better shooting solid shot. But both armies all in now. No reinforcements left, as you can see, all the way across. The fish up all over to the armory and to the left. As you place the old battalions with the new battalions. Active, fresh. And the distance is getting closed. And he's decided to charge. Bayonet charge with the French. I've just formed up. That is one massive charge. Wow, you can see all the casualties that volleyed to, and that stopped them in their tracks. They've turned and ran. This battalion didn't get it off in time, unfortunately. But two of the battalions are running. Beautiful charge though. This one could go either way. We've got to hold this flank. And now he's bringing up 4 more battalions.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
These battalions disorganised. And here comes the second wave. I think that could be just too much for my guys. Over on the right, as you can see, beautiful looking line all the way across. Andre and Sam have stretched themselves, fought themselves all the way across here, and cavalry charge the French. Can't square because we're in line, and they're running. Now it could run up his whole line. At the same time, Hungarian troops are still holding. This melee could decide the battle. No French reinforcements.
Our men are running, sir.
And have broke. Finally wore them down. Now these troops will come in behind these. The right is broken as well. There's only 10 minutes left. Still holding that tree line. The right's gone.
The men are fatigued, sir, and
Now
must
it looks
rest
like
awhile.
the left's going to fold. Yep. The whole left flank is folded. The only thing I've got is an artillery battery. And I decide to charge this battalion because the left has gone. Their morale isn't great.
Our
And they're
men are
taking
running.
200 casualties. And they break. Now, loss of morale, the army's falling apart, casualties. As you can see, they're just running and getting chased down by French cavalry. Great job over there, you two guys. They fought all the way back. That's where it started, all the way down. Second line. Around this wooded area, they had to cross there, push them all the way back. Spread out along the tree line.
Our men are running, sir.
It's looking more and more like the field is French. My men stream off the field, the French columns are moving up. The only thing I can bring up is one artillery battery. But that is basically all that's left, the Austrian army. Even all the victory points the French have taken, apart from the LOC at the back, they won't have time to get there, but they don't need to. Now they're running in for the armoury. Looks like the battle's over. It's just a bit of mopping up. There's only 8 minutes left, but we do a bit of action with our artillery piece, so I'm just going to speed it up. Because it is pretty funny. I'm just going to set it up here. As you see, the Austrians just pull back to
The
there.
men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
What little Austrians there are left. And here's a tip for artillery users. You don't have to shoot at the actual unit. The best way and the quickest way to turn and shoot artillery is to aim at the floor in front of the unit. So I've got French to the rear, French to the front, As you can see, this French column coming close. These French columns are coming up in support to take the armoury. So Wolseley is here as one small battalion and a general. So I'm shooting ball at these as they come in. It's really lowering morale. And all the Austrian right is gone. So as these infantry charge in, I'm just going to aim the artillery just at the ground in front of them with canister. I know which way they're coming, going straight at them. And they break. Face full of canister. But I've also got French coming to the rear. Obviously very slow through woods. So rather than just aim on the unit, I'm just going to turn them around, aim on the floor in front. That means that they'll turn quicker. Still loaded up with canister. I mean, these guys, yeah, they're dead. But it's a quick turnaround, as you can see. They'll reload quicker. He's decided to stop the French and shoot when really he should be charging with bayonet, so I'm just turning them into those ones. It's a smaller unit and it's not in woods. And that routes that unit instantly. But have I got time to turn and face this one? I think they need to reload faster. Screw it, we'll just charge anyway. And they're out because they're exhausted anyway. So good game. Well played, Faro and Sam. The French take the field. It was a complete victory, as you can see. It's a pretty intense battle, but it was a small version of a battle. As I say, we've got a lot more battles that we have fought that we'll be uploading, but it does take a while to do so. There'll be Eylau, Friedland, the Peninsula Campaign, La Coruña, Talavera. There's lots to upload, but this is just a taster. Only 2v2, not that many units, and I'll try and get a lot larger battles with 6 players as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.